What's going on, guys? My name is Alonso. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the easiest way to stand on a slackline at the park, like the one I have rigged here. But before I do that, I'm going to show you some of the most common mistakes people make so that you can avoid making those same mistakes yourself. So the biggest mistake I see with people learning to stand on a slackline is that they just don't commit. And what that means is that you put your foot on the line and you're kind of a little bit scared, and this is what I see a lot of people do. They go and they never extend this knee fully. It's always just like a little, like, maybe I'm gonna stand, but not really type of thing. You know, it's a security blanket because you know you're gonna come right back to the ground and you're not gonna get hurt. Now, the best way to fix this issue is to just overcommit a little bit and jump your foot over the line. So best way to do that is to turn your foot a little bit sideways, outward, like this. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna commit so hard to this line that I'm gonna actually jump over it with my left foot here. And it'll look like this. And if you do that properly, you'll jump over the line every single time. I'm gonna show you that with my non-dominant foot now. And it's almost like a kick. You just kind of kick that foot over and just make sure you clear the line. You don't wanna have commit to this one, especially because then you're gonna trip over the line and you're really gonna hurt yourself. So make sure you commit 130%. Just way over commit and jump over the line. That's mistake number one and fix number one as well. Now let's move on to mistake number two. This mistake actually kind of derives from the overcommitting aspect. So mistake number two is to commit a little too hard. So what I mean by that is sometimes when I see people stand up, they jump up. Like they just, and you see how the line just bounced on me? I was able to control it, but that's because I've been doing this for many years. For most people, when the line bounces like that, you're gonna freak out and you're gonna fall, and sometimes they may be a bit of an uncontrolled fall, and we don't want that. So you literally see, I'm gonna jump into it. You see that? How the line just bounced a little bit at the bottom? I'll do it one more time. If you see that, that's overcommitting. You don't need to jump into the line. The way to fix that issue is to just find a kind of sweet spot in the middle. This one's a little bit harder to fix. You just gotta kind of fine tune it. Now, if you're really having trouble fixing this one, it means that your quads are a little weak. The best way to fix this, in my opinion, is to do some pistol squats. So make sure you're training both your feet when you do this. Pistol squat on the left as well. And build up your quads so that way you can get a nice smooth stand on a slackline like this. Mistake number three that I see most beginners make is that there will be a panic when you stand up and you immediately, fight or flight, want to get that second foot on the line. And that looks a little something like this. You'll set up to stand, and when you stand, you're kind of a little off balance. So the first thing that comes to your mind is get that other foot on the line ASAP, like this. So they're up, and then they just try to get that foot on the line. Again, I controlled it, but I've been doing this for many years. Most people, when they try to get their foot, it looks a little something like this. They're like scrambling for the line and can't find it. Well, you don't want to do that. You're gonna end up getting yourself hurt. Also, did you know it's actually easier to stand on one foot on a line like this? Like so. So you don't even need to worry about this leg. In fact, you know, relax it a little bit. Let it just kind of chill. See, I'm like bending it. You don't have to have that fight or flight to get that second foot on there. Remember, it's actually easier to stand on a slackline without your second foot on the line. On to mistake number four that I see most beginners make, poor posture. Poor posture is something like this, you know, where my back is like hunched over and I'm like, you know, trying to stand. And usually that comes from people wanting to look down and see what their foot is doing. It doesn't really matter what your foot is doing. Remember, posture is really important for standing on a slackline. And the best way to fix this, tuck your butt in a little bit. You know, you almost want to flex it a little bit, get it up straight, And imagine you got a string here on your chest that's being pulled up straight into the sky by some sort of giant puppeteer. So you almost want to flex your butt, flex your back a little bit, and stand up straight. Have good posture when you stand. So get those arms up a little bit, stand up straight. Remember, you got a string on your chest, and go up, like so. So good posture, bad posture. And you can see that actually did get much harder as soon as I hunched over, because my weight wasn't centered over my feet anymore. So you don't want to lean back, you don't want to lean forward, just straight up. Simple as that. And now for the fifth and final most common mistake I see beginners make. Your eyes are important, guys. Most people, and again, this kind of goes hand in hand with the last mistake of poor posture. Most people want to see what their feet are doing, so their eyes go down here. Remember, it doesn't matter what your feet are doing. You can feel the line under your foot. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. It's as simple as that. What your eyes need to be doing is you want to pick something on the tree or on your anchor that isn't moving, that's just stationary, so you can focus and have a nice focal point. So I'm gonna pick a dot on a tree that I'm looking at. There's a bunch of them, but I'm just gonna pick one. And then I'm just gonna stand up while staring at that same spot on the tree. I'm never losing sight of it. I'm always looking at it. And this is gonna help me center around something. And it's also surprisingly going to help my posture as well, because now my neck is up and I'm looking at something rather than just being distracted by the fact that my feet are on the line, which is really quite silly to look down at your foot, because you can feel the line, so you don't ever need to look down at your feet. Now, if you're on a high line and you want to look down for novelty and for a harder experience, by all means do it. But if you're a beginner just learning how to stand and walk, never look down, always look forward. Those are all the mistakes that most beginners make when learning to stand on a slackline. Now let's put all those mistakes and the solutions together, and let's figure out the proper way and the easiest way to stand on a slackline. But first, if you guys are enjoying these videos, please feel free to leave me some feedback down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys very much. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons really quick on the screen. If these videos have helped you guys, or if you're feeling generous or in a place of giving, feel free to become a patron today. I'll put the link here. All donations go back into making this channel better for my viewers. I appreciate every single one of you guys, so thank you guys very much. Let's get back to this video. Well, so mistake number 1 is not committing enough. Mistake number 2 is committing too much. Mistake number 3 is panicking and putting your other foot on the line. And mistake number 4 is poor posture. And then finally, mistake number 5 is your eyes, when where you're looking. So with all that being said, let's put a foot on the line. Usually your dominant foot will go on the line. Now, keep in mind, when you're a beginner, you don't have the small muscles in your legs or in your brain trained yet, so the line's gonna wobble like crazy. Don't let that freak you out. That's just gonna happen, and you just gotta go with it. You can see me, I can hold it pretty stable, but that's because, again, I've been doing this for many years, and my small muscles are trained and know exactly what to do. So, moving forward, we wanna ease into it. We wanna engage our quad just enough to stand up on it with good posture and good vision, and not panicking and keeping this foot out to the side. We want to just stand up nice and easy, like so. So I actually stood up a little fast there, but nice and easy like so, keeping this foot off the line. And once you can do that, train some reps. So what I did when I first started, I would do 10 stands for 10-second holds on each foot. So just like that, you know, just kind of go up and down, you know. And remember, this is very important. Remember to train your non-dominant foot, because for the longest time, I did not train my non-dominant foot and it was really weak, so. Whew. And again, it's still very clearly my non-dominant foot. It gets tired a lot quicker than my right foot does. But make sure you train it, because it is very important that both your feet are able to stand and be really, really solid. Remember, guys, There is no substitute for diligent practice. Get out there, train, and let me know how it goes. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Now, get off your computer, phone, or laptops, go outside, and give this a shot. As always, love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.